So I'm born and raised in Paris and north suburb, and my name is Antwan Horfee, and I'm a plastician. I make movies, paintings, mostly drawings, and books about all sort of collections, meetings with other creative people, and self-publication mostly, but a lot of graphical adventures are interesting me. I think very early age, I dropped school and then I thought, just want to be in the wild. So took my stuff and went straight outside. So very early, there's also an urge to meet others that were in the same kind of desire. So it was hard back in the days to meet some other people, community already existing or isolated actors or something. So you'll stay outdoor as much as you can in places where things can exist in between the lines. So you will hang out everywhere you can where you could imagine someone that would, jump the stairs with a bike or write some graffiti on the walls or make music in a place where not much people are looking at. So yeah, I was waiting outdoor a lot to try to meet some of these people that I thought they were extremely interesting because they moved by themselves. And also I could be very, very surprised of what people can do that I have never seen before in newspapers or on TV. So very early, I started to also try to develop a nickname and writing graffiti outside in my neighborhoods and trying to follow the traces of others that were doing this. And so you can see when someone is using the same color, writing their names here and there. And this just took over my life until I discovered I could stop having a regular job, pay my rent, with trying to make drawings. And slowly, I started to make drawings and having people interested in collecting these drawings. And at some point, selling drawings replaced the regular job I had. And slowly I started to think I want to make bigger engagement into, developing aesthetics, developing formats, and try to, maybe work more in the studio. So I needed a place to work, so you start to share a studio with people until the moment you grow and grow and grow your action and all your interests are growing at the same time, and you have to be productive enough to follow your rhythm. Oh, I have this idea, I want to put this together. Oh, I have this idea. Oh, and what about if I do this, if I do that? So you just find your ideas and sort of concepts, because if you don't know mostly, art world, art critics, art icons, you don't know how it's made. So you have to, try to find this, put it with that, and put it together and look at how it looks. Is it, looking enough like art? So I think the question that I still question myself. So I'm also an imposter, facing the fact of every day I'm looking at this creative content I work to try to build. Every day I'm thinking, isn't it mad? Like, put this and this together, or is it real? Is it really a thing, or is it just in my head? Or time after time, you discover, It looks like so many other artists have their own system too. They put a lot of efforts too, and at some point people start to see, oh, like, you know, maybe it's fun to follow the work of this person because it might enlighten my day, might give me a wish to also practice it. So there's a lot to discover by observing other artists. So that's what I do every day. I'm trying to see how did they do to develop so much. When I look at a book, it still resonates big time. Like I look at a book of an artist, whatever it is, I choose something I like the cover of, and I look at it, and it's mostly these books of people that are dead or ancient history of art. And I look at it and I'm like thinking, how is this possible? They made all this work. Like I feel like a very tiny little thing when I see all the work they did. I'm astonished, like, oh wow, there's so much, like how, so much details, so much precision. How many hours did they work on their thing? So this motivates me thinking the book as a strange way to project myself. But if there is a book of my work, maybe in 30 years time, what do I want this book to contain? Like, what does people will discover? Oh, this artist did this. Oh, interesting. Oh, that too. Okay, interesting. Oh, this one too. Oh, all right. Oh, it makes sense. This crossover. This. Oh, he mixed the two of this. And so this is a good way to project it for me. So I don't know if it's art first of it, but it's important to activate my energy, so I feel connected to the rest of the world. Otherwise, I feel like a weird floating head outcast that just lives in his inside world. So I'm really into questioning, or let's say I'm really into trying to make a scene exist with others, just so we have interesting questions together. Do we go in this way, this road, this should we, you know, try to exist within these fields, like these kind of shows for sharing our art with others? Is it interesting? Is it something that counts for us? So very fast I realized it was a us. So I thought, let's try to have a scene. Let's try to have like a community of people that are all doing their research and sharing their ideas, and how to feel less weird and outcast by sharing the fact that we all have weird ideas. And this is maybe why we're, you know, working singularly on our creative project, but still feeling like a part of a very tiny, shrinked part of the population. The people with ideas trying to make it accessible to others. So you take things that's in, and then you make like an object or some kind of vision, and you show it to people maybe they can't, or they want to do it and they don't know how. And then you start to enlarge this community, even sometimes sharing ideas without even showing images, which is hard these days, at least for me, because I'm always trying to explaining something with a drawing, or trying to, well, you see this, so if you see this, then you can start to have a conversation with me. So sometimes even chatting is trying to build like links and make the art exist out of our heads and trying to share it with others. So that's probably what I'm trying to make by continuing these research, because there's definitely a side of this work that makes absolute no sense. I guess as long as I can, having a space dedicated to develop the art, receive you guys, receive the youth that wanna maybe has an example or an experience they wanna you know, discover how is it to be an artist in this society, how to imbricate yourself in this society in France, or for the rest of the world too, I guess. But how do we do this? We have a space, we work our stuff, we invite people in, and I guess one of the goals is try to maintain this existing. So, yeah. I think works can express themselves by itself. It's like you see a painting wherever in someone's house or museum or gallery, and then you feel something. That's the most important thing. Try to make people feel something. So that's why I don't really enjoy or I'm bored to, you know, make the exercise of painting like a figure eight, like an object that would be locked in his meaning. I'm really attracted by trying to make a painting that is triggering perception for people to see. Oh, it's moving. It's in a moment of it's getting destroyed, or it's turning into dust, or it's in the wind. I like transformation, a constant movement description. It's you know, static on the painting, but that's why I'm looking for movement most of the time. This is yeah, very extremely important. I got really attached to having a task, and I thought having a regular job in life, sometimes you have a task that you don't really choose, and there's a moment I really focused on maybe discovering what could be my task first, personal research. And so there's a moment when I thought, I think I can do a physical version of my ideas, and then it became like my main rule. I'm gonna try to do all these branches of all ideas I'm having, good or bad, or simple or sophisticated. I just wanted to make them out. It's just consuming your life. So, you know, this is what makes sense to me. Well, it might be very important to discover the artist where you live, and also knock on doors, and people with, you know, great hearts will open and say, okay, you want to discover it, you're curious, you know, let's see what you understand, let's see what you think art can be, and let me also maybe make you discover what I feel when I actually make the art that I do, or the crafts. And I think it's very, very important to never let go with the idea that there's a great energy to share by acting for the sake of everybody. You make the art for people to discover what you do. You make the art because you need to feel the urge and making it, and it's existential for some of us. And this energy, you have to meet it. You have to suddenly discover it exists through some people, out of any sort of fields other than human connection. I think once you create like this experience, and you create the context with your own necessity. You're young and you knock on the door of an artist, whatever you find a system to do this, you create this opportunity to discover something real strong that will maybe transform your life. If you want to be an artist or you want to be creative, I think it's very important to, you know, search for this energy through people that are ready to share it with you. There's a voice inside that say it every day. Maybe you should stop. Means nothing no more. But then, I think this period, you got up and downs. When you have a art production, if you might say, it can't be completely, solid constantly. Of course, it rhymes with your capacity of expression and your connection with your personal intern consideration of what is the most important. So sometimes art is not, and you need to live a lot of things to then again desire to express it. If you only live the fact of making paintings, it might not be sufficient for me to make more. So I need to live stuff, and then practicing painting mostly to try to put it out and having new ideas and having new emergent strong feeling of like, this is gonna be a great emotion to share now that I lived this experience with this person, or this place that I visited, or this food that I had, or this drink, or whatever. Then I can paint this is gonna be great. So I need to live life to be motivated and not only work in the studio. Well, there's tons of sources of stuff that I remember all the time, images, movies, moments, and I constantly try to picture it, and you got some kind of, everyone has a way to represent their mind inside of their own, like thinking, so let's say I'm going to sleep, close my eyes, and inside my head I have a space organized, and this space is like, some people call it like a palace where boxes are here with memories, or here are tools, and here's the white paintings, and then you create a scenario where you paint and all this. So for me, I'm always trying to make time by imagining how could it look like if I make a painting with this and that, and this moment, and this light, and this object, and this thing all together. So I really appreciate the fact that nowadays a lot of things are accessible. Internet is a crazy tool that slightly turns you crazy as well, of course. And you find tons of stuff, but you can also discover so many artists that were not on top of the market, and books that were everywhere. So it's an enormous field where there's so much to discover and put together. I constantly get inspired of other artists, and I realize how much I'm just taking the art history from the history of now and the history of back in the days, and put it together with the moment I live, and the act of doing it is, anchoring me in the present. So putting all these stuff together in a short amount of time. I never paint these paintings for very, very long, like most of the time. It takes 1 week. And I try to very much focus on the act of compiling stuff that I see every day, and trying to think, this might work with these colors. And on the go, when I'm doing it, I am constantly satisfied by doing it, not only by the result. And so I feel blessed to not be bored, and to have this weird passion that drives me to this version, or I'm gonna do it again, but with green and with yellow and like thicker lines, or just brush it everywhere, do it again over on it. This is majorly how the context of nowadays helped me to build these paintings. This is majorly the rhythm of consuming things. I'm a bit of a nerd, I have to admit. I consume tons of stuff every day, books, images, films, pictures of other artists, and I'm also trying to have discussions with people around the world sometimes to try to understand, am I wrong? This is interesting, or do you know any of this? Does this talk to you? Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna look through this direction. Oh, cool, good advice. I'm gonna look through this. And this ping pong is a nowadays context. I love it, and I can I can be sure I'll be here in 20 years doing this still, thanks to that nowadays context of information circulations.